Hi there. It is Monday afternoon, June 20th. We had the day off because of Juneteenth, this new holiday that just started this year, I believe. Um, but anyway, I wanted to tell you about a couple things that happened this weekend and kind of give you the backdrop so you understand what just happened. The first thing I want to say is I watch Roots and Refuge all the time. I love them, even though I have a little garden on my balcony. I have learned a lot about growing food, and I may not be in that situation now, but maybe someday I will be. And if anything, I can have a conversation about it with people. So, if you don't know any of the background about her and her husband, they moved to a 17-acre farm in South Carolina, I believe, middle of South Carolina. And so they are starting stuff from scratch. It was an open field and they're making gardens and planting lots of things to grow food. And I don't know, it was like 2 weeks ago when she started discussing having some contaminated soil, and that it just wasn't doing anything for these particular types of plants, which mostly is the nightshades, like the tomatoes. Her tomatoes are not doing very good, and some other things. And so, long story short, this has been a real issue. And as she has talked about it on her channel, it's starting to come to reality or become known that there's lots of people around the world that are getting contaminated soil. And the company that sold her this original contaminated soil says they have tested and tested and tested. They cannot figure out what it is because it's not the normal stuff that they test for to find out if it's contaminated. And so as I'm watching and I'm listening to her talk about this, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, that could be many things. It could be, it feels like it's done on purpose, to be honest. That's just me being a sea theorist, you could say. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so as she's talked about this, the last time she brought this up, apparently a bunch of people went off on her and, oh, don't be, trying to make it sound like this is being done on purpose and that there's some conspiracy around it and blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, she went off today. And she is always, always very middle of the road. She's you never really know where she stands on some stuff because she just doesn't talk about it. She doesn't go there with certain conversations like I kind of wish she would. But apparently the people saying that this is for her not to be spreading those things just like really honked her off. And so she did a video today and it was so on point with what we all know. And I am so glad. I'm sorry that she's, lost a lot of these vegetables and stuff, but the fact that she's bringing it to the forefront to be discussed is an excellent thing. And what she says, you guys have got to go watch her video, and I will post that in the comments. I just posted it on Telegram earlier. You got to go see what she has to say because she nailed it. And I was so happy that she went there because a lot of these people that have their head buried in the sand that think that we are not daily being poisoned are out of their effing minds. And we all know that. So anyway, I want you to go watch that. And I also would love for you to go watch, I think she pronounces it Rouse. Her name is Katie Rouse of Rouse Rising. Some stuff has started happening on her end, and she is starting to speak her truth. So bottom line is there are 2 mama bears on YouTube right now that are really PO'd, and they are bringing some truth to the masses, and I love it. Katie is married to a man in the military. He has, for 9 years, apparently had issues with things that he was exposed to in the military, and it's really, really becoming a problem. He also went ahead and got the V because he decided he wanted to keep his job. That was mandatory if you were in the military. And, you know, they got 5 kids. So, I mean, I guess you can't blame the guy. I understand he was put in a position, and I understand the position that he put himself in has now caused him problems. She is starting to bring that out into the open, and a lot of people are calling her the sea theorist, and she started to come out and do some live videos and talking about, I think maybe she has a child that started experiencing some stuff after he had a wellness check and some of his V's, and talking about SIDS and the adult onset version of SIDS. And I know I have to talk on code here because I definitely want you guys to go check these guys out. These 2 ladies right now are on fire, and they're speaking some truth, and I'm just like, I'm excited about that. So again, I will post both of those in the comments. And another you know, I'm like, I cried yesterday, not because it was Father's Day. I feel like I've been very emotional the last couple of days because I feel like those of us in the know are starting to get some traction because I was watching some videos of a guy who was talking about a better way to farm other than like the factory farms that they do animals and stuff, and it's just making my heart feel lots of different emotions, knowing that there are so many people out there fighting for us and have been for a long time. And it's just like it's more and more all the time. Like I said, these last 2 gals just in the last week who have never, they teetered on like really giving it to people, but they kind of held their mouth because I don't know what they were worried about. Well, I think Katie actually they tried to shut her down back in the beginning when she was talking about it. And so she kind of toned her stuff down because they tried to shut her down several times. And then this last batch of stuff that's happened with her husband is kind of, she started doing the code words to keep herself from getting shut down, but trying to tell what's really going on. And like I said, Roots and Refuge gal Jess I always had a feeling I kind of knew what she thought about a lot of things, but I questioned how much she really knew. And today she just really let everybody know she is awake and she came out all guns a-blazing. So anyway, I hope you're all enjoying your day. If you have the day off, it's you know, I've already done everything I needed to for the weekend, and so I'm just kind of putzing around and enjoying myself. I will talk to you later, and hopefully something good will happen here before long. Bye.